Good evening and welcome back to the Metro Detroit Poker Series. I am your host, Terry Prince. With me today, again, multiple-time champion, Corey McCumsey.
Thanks, Terry. It's nice to be back.
We are bringing you the 2024 Thanksgiving Challenge. We had 55 players in this one. Top 9 made the money. It is our fourth event of this season. A little over $3,000 in the prize pool. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. It doesn't help the channel at all. Here is our player seating for this game. Seat number 1, Mark Olson. Seat number 2, Cam Patel. Over in seat number 3, making his one-time annual appearance, Jody Page. He seems to show up, play one game, cash, then come back for the TOC. Seat number 4, Joe DeFore. Seat number 5, Bozo Bob. No, I do not know why we call him Bozo. Seat number 6, Chris Sandu. Seat number 7, Marty Thompson. In seat number 8, Jim Burchus. Seat number 9, regular at the final table, Bob Williamson. And rounding out top 10, my cohort, Corey McCumsey.
He looks familiar. A lot of these guys, they've been to this final table a lot. Looks very familiar. I expect to see a lot of people playing very similar to other final tables that they've been to. So it's going to be interesting to see where everyone lands.
See here, Cam's out in front with 69K. Jim bringing up the rear with just under 10. We're starting out with our blinds at 800, 1600 with a 1600 big blind ante. Seat number 1 of this final table, or hand number 1, sorry, of this final table. Joe is under the gun, folds it. Bozo Bob looks down at Jack 9 suited, not going to play it.
Early position, uh-oh.
Folds all the way around to Jim, who's on the short stack with pocket aces. And in they go, 9,600 chips. He's only got like 4 bigs anyway.
What was Corey thinking? He should have went all in there.
Folds around to Jody, who folds his 7-3 offsuit. So Jim's going to take down the blinds and antes with his pocket aces. He's got to show him off there. What a time to have him. Didn't get no action, though.
No. But it was still a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets him in orbit anyway. As we move around now in hand number 5.
I'm sure Corey's going to fold that hand.
Corey looks down at King 3 offsuit, says, yep, not going to play that. Mark's got pocket 7s. With a pretty messy chip stack there. He must have just taken down a hand. Raises up to 3,200. That's a min raise.
Cam's not going anywhere.
Ace Jack offsuit.
Is he carving out raising chips?
I would think a 3-bet's in order. No, he just calls it. And Joe from the cutoff with pocket 4s also makes the call. And
Marty's got suited connector. He might be priced in.
Oh, he's in the big blind. He's getting in for half price anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's going to come along for sure. So he makes the call, and we're going to go 4 ways to a flop. Nine, Jack, 8, Rainbow. Cam gets top. Pretty much the only one that caught any of that.
Mark's got a gut shot to a 10.
The 10 for a gut, yeah, for a straight. And he bets out 5K to that Jack high flop. Cam, with the cards being connected, just makes the call. King of clubs brings a club draw and another straight draw on the board.
Yeah, this should slow Cam down a little bit.
Mark does check, as does Cam.
In the river. Ooh.
4. Oh, Bob would have made a set.
Yeah, but you can't blame him for folding when everything out on the board was above him.
Or not Bob. Was that who had this force? Joe? If Bob folded pre-flop, Joe had the force. He would have made a set. Cam does take this down with his top pair. Joe's like, damn it, would have made a set.
That's a nice sized pot.
Yeah, 4 ways of the flop.
Look at this. Cam's got pocket queens again. Another premium. Not again, but another premium hand.
Yep. He is under the gun with him, pocket queens, and he's still the big stack at the table. So the question here is just how much is he going to raise? He didn't realize he was first to act. He was waiting on Mark. Didn't realize Mark was in the big blind.
4. What is he? Looks like
Looks
4,500
like 4.
maybe? Yeah, it's looking back, doing the math.
6K
6.
is the
That's a
magic
healthy,
number.
That's a healthy raise.
Yeah, almost 4X.
Yeah, but you don't want an ace or a king calling you there anyways.
Well, yeah, basically you're trying to get rid of all
Oh.
but the best hands. Speaking of ace king,
I have one of each. So what do I do here?
you know, you got the under the gun raise, which is always strong, but ace king 3-bet this from the small blind, you're going to be out of position.
I can feel the wheels turning in my own head.
Almost looking like you're wanting to go all in.
I think
You
I
did? And Mark's looking down at Terry's license plate, pocket 5s. He's really got to wonder what to do here. I mean, to me, I think that's an easy fold at this point. You know you're up against at least one premium, if not 2. And he does.
I'm sure Cam's going to call here. Because it doesn't look like I had a ton more chips.
He does make the call. Sees it's a coin flip. He's up against 2 overs.
Big bucks.
Which
no
is
whammies.
pretty much the situation that Cam would have wanted. 6, 10, 4, 2 clubs. Corey's got the ace of clubs. Another 6 that took care of the clubs. Ooh, the ace of spades on the river.
Nice suck out. Look how I'm excited. Look at that.
Corey gets the double up through Cam and going to put a nice dent in Cam's stack.
I played that perfectly.
You know, if you don't go all in pre-flop there, you may not get to the river.
No, absolutely not. I would have folded.
Yep.
I don't. Oh, look at that, Marty's got pocket aces.
Chris just called from
King 9 suited.
with the dog hand, the K9, and suited at that. Marty goes all in with aces. Fold back over to Joe with pocket deuces. Marty only had 9,400 chips, so I mean it's not even it's about a 4x raise again. 5x.
Joe's really considering it. So where's Chris at in chips?
Joe does make the call.
Oh, he just calls.
And Chris folds.
Okay.
Which, given those hands, that seems reasonable. Joe's in really bad shape. Chris actually probably had the best chance to beat the aces.
Yeah.
Almost a 23,000 chip pot. Here we go to a flop. 8, 5, 6, all spades. Nobody's got a spade. King of spades. We get a flush on the board. Oh, almost.
No.
Right color, wrong suit. Aces hold up. Marty gets the double up and then some.
I feel like I lose with aces more than I win.
I don't ever get them, so
You just get pocket fives.
you know, even that's been far and few between lately.
Uh-oh. Corey's reaching for chips. 10-7 with hearts. Or Mark's
From
got
the
ace
from the low jack spot.
Corey's trying to get cute. He should have raised. But I think. But
Mark-
Jody's got queens.
Mark, look at this. Mark limps, just calls the raise, doesn't 3-bet with ace king suited. Jody shoves with queens.
I'm starting to like 10-7 a little more.
Joe comes over the top all in with a suited ace king. Bozo Bob looking down. Jack 10 from under the from the big blind. Folds back over to Corey with his 10-7.
I'm sure I'm getting.
Can't imagine you're sticking around for this.
No, I'm sure I was trying to get cute and trying to squeeze and ran into 3 monsters. But there is a lot of money out there.
The question is, what is Mark going to do? And that's the other thing too. You know, Joe 4-bet all in, and Mark's still to act behind you. So
Yeah.
Corey does get out of the way, and Mark's in the tank.
So Jody, who went all in first?
Jody went all in first, then
Joe
Joe
called.
re-raised.
All in, and now Mark is thinking.
Mark does make the call, so we got 3-way all-in action. 2 players at risk.
Queens have a really good chance.
Joe's got them both covered. He can eliminate them both if he can catch something.
Don't catch a queen. Got them both. That was a nice spot.
Jody does get the double up, actually the triple up, and then some. And Joe and
pull their stacks back.
yeah, they end up chopping the balance, which is 0. Here is our updated chip counts. Corey jumped out in the lead.
Wow.
Cam dropped
doing something right.
Cam dropped down to 3rd. Jim's still holding up the rear, but he's still in with 14,000. So it's still anybody's ball game there at the top. All the top 5, 30 and 30K and up. Blinds now at 1,000, 2,000, 2,000. Jim with his 14,000 chips has 7 bigs.
Yeah, he's gonna have to make a move.
Well, yeah, but he's been playing the short stack since since hand 1, and here we are finishing up the second orbit. So he does get him in here with ace 8 offsuit. His remaining 9K into the pot.
I'm sure I'm gonna fold here.
Jack 9 offsuit. In the big blind.
It's kind of cool getting a second chance to rethink your hand when you know what other players' hold cards are.
Oh, well, poker's always easier when you know what other people have. That's always the case.
Yeah. You're all in, Garrett, you say?
Need to live stream this to my phone when I'm at the final table.
All right, so Joe called.
Joe did make the call with King Queen for 7K more. So Ace 8 versus King Queen. A couple live cards. An ace right in the window for Jim. And a king gives Joe some outs. And Ace takes it away. So Jim gonna get the double up with trips. Takes down a 25K pot. It's a nice little pot for Jim.
Yeah,
Brings him up to 12 bigs.
Yep. But he's still got really one move.
Now, if he's gonna raise, he's gonna end up all in on the turn on the flop.
Because the next one orbit is going to cost you $5,000.
Right.
If he folds, he's under the 10 bigs.
Right. So he can afford to play a hand or two, but if he's going to raise, he's going to be committed to the hand.
All right, that's what Corey just called with his Jack 9 suited.
Folds around to Jody makes the call from the small. Joe checks his big with 7-3 offsuit. Gonna see a
Good
flop.
about this. I think Joe's going to catch a 7.
And Joe did catch a 7, but Corey caught a jack. So got first top pair versus middle pair. Jody caught a flush draw. So
Yeah, replaying this hand, I should have raised if I was going to be in here, because now I've got 2 trash hands that caught a big piece of it that are going to come along.
Joe came over the top all in for 12K and got 2 callers. So I don't know how he's going to feel about that. 8 of spades didn't help anybody. Gives Corey a straight draw.
The flush came in.
Yes, it did. Jody shoves. Can Corey get away from top pair? On a busted straight draw? Apparently so.
Yeah.
Jody's going to take this one down and eliminate Joe. In 10th place, he is going to be our bubble boy. Sorry about that, Joe. Fire up chips. We have a dead small blind in this hand. So Joe just got eliminated. Bob looks down at an offsuit ace, and the muck goes. Corey offsuit ace 10.
Sure, raising there.
Do a min raise to 4K. Folds all the way around to Bob in the big blind. King Queen. He's not going to go anywhere.
He's going to stick around. He might even raise.
Yeah, it makes the call. I think he would have raised if they were suited. I probably would have. Queen 7-5. Bozo catches top pair second kicker and checks. Lets Corey hang himself.
Well, I'm sure I hung myself.
Out to dry because he bet 5K and Bob comes over the top to 16K with the old check raise play. They still allow that?
I wonder if I'm gonna get sticky here.
You're counting out chips. That don't mean nothing. You've been known to do that and then fold anyway.
Yeah. Well, I calculate a lot of different scenarios. It's almost like chess.
Uh-huh. Sure.
But you got to think about the turn and the river. What is your next play going to be? Because if you just smooth call here and you don't catch your card, what's your plan for the next street?
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. But I'm not buying that what you're selling. You're not going anywhere. You're folding. You know you're beat. You're Hollywooding the shit out of this.
I do like my TV time.
You got one over, a backdoor straight, and a backdoor flush draw.
And the backdoor flush draw is a
Not-
loser.
Right. It's not even
It's a
good.
loser. 10 high. No way.
Did somebody call clock because you finally folded?
Yeah.
Bob going to take that one down. Folding this one around now. Jody, ace king on the button. So his raise is going to look suspicious. Raises it up to 4K.
So min raise.
Bob on Bozo Bob, that is. In the small blind with Dolly Parton, 9-5.
Yeah, he's going to fold.
Fold
yeah.
it. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Chris shoved and Jody snap called, and looking at the bad news, he's in really bad shape. We caught a king. He's got some outs. Didn't get there. Aces are going to double up.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of ace king either. I'll push, but I won't call. It's tough. That's a tough hand.
It's great pre-flop. Sucks after that.
Mm-hmm.
Anna Kournikova looks good but never wins. Bob looking down at ace queen, the parking lot hand. Offsuit. Gonna raise it up to 4K. Men raise. Corey, queen jack suited.
I may come along for that.
I probably would too. You do
I
make
have
the
position. I do have position, but of course, someone behind me has a better hand.
call. Pocket eights for Cam. Looking at snowmen. Comes over the top all in. 43,000. That's a hefty raise there.
Let's see if I can get Cam to double me up.
I think
Oh wait, Bob's got ace queen too.
Yeah, I think Cam's just looking to take down this pot right here and there, but Bob's not gonna let him.
Yeah, Bob goes all in, and now I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, queen jack shriveled up real lot right there. But here you go, counting and Hollywooding again.
Well, isn't that the point of this video?
You know, the less you guys Hollywood, the more hands we get to see. But there's 100,000 chips in the pot. And you do finally fold. And we're looking at a coin flip. Eights versus ace queen.
Hopefully we don't get a jack in the window. Oh, I showed my hand.
Yep. Ace, 10, ace.
Oh,
wow.
man.
Cam's in really bad shape. Needs an 8. Nope, it's a 7.
Yeah, I would have lost.
Bob is going to eliminate Cam in 9th place. So Cam went from the chip leader to start to the first casher anyway. He did take 9th place and the mystery bounty. So he got a little bit of money for his effort, but went from first to next to last.
Hopefully that doesn't happen to me, because I was chip leader for a moment there at the last.
This is true. On the last break, you did have the lead. So,
But I do look like I'm low on chips. Looks like Bob might have.
well, Bob's got
The majority of them now.
Bob's got over 100K because that pot was 107,000.
And he's got another premium. But Jim has got pocket queens.
Has a better premium and one of Bob's outs.
Yeah. But he only needs one ace to beat him.
Yeah, Bob's down to 3 outs or runners for clubs or straight draw.
Yeah, Bob's got the chips. He's calling here.
A
Oh, he
9 of
did.
clubs in the window. 7 and 10. So you got 2 clubs. Bob's got the flush draw. It's basically a coin flip from here out. Queen.
Oh, wow. The case queen.
Yeah. Didn't really.
Now he needs a club.
Yeah. Yeah. The ace doesn't help him anymore. King of diamonds isn't going to do it. Jim gets a set and doubles up.
47K.
I think this is just the it just goes to show that, you know, the chip in the chair principle does exist,
Yeah, he's got over 20 bigs now.
and just because you're the chip leader doesn't mean you're going to win.
Remember, Corey's got ace queen. I bet he shoved it all in. Looks like his stack is pretty
42K, you shoved for 42K, a 20x raise.
small. Hopefully they all fold.
Well, Mark called behind you with pocket 7s, but he had less chips. So it is going to be the 7s versus ace queen. Is the parking lot hand going to put you in the parking lot? You got them covered, so no, but it is another coin flip. Couple of diamonds. So much for that.
And I'm a loser.
Ace Queen does not pay off. Mark's going to double up with his sevens, and Corey's down to 20,000 in chips.
Is it 20,000 or am I down to 4,000?
No, you had 42,000 to start that hand, and Mark
Oh.
went all in with 20, so you got 22 left.
All right.
The blinds are up.
So I was the leader, and now I am not.
Now you are not. And now you're probably short stacked because now blinds are 2, 4, 4. At 22K, you got 5 bigs.
All right, Marty with a pocket pair.
Pair of eights again. Goes all in with 25K. Jim's got an ace.
It's got to be an ace rag if he's sitting there thinking.
Can't seem to get it off the
Yeah.
racetrack. Does finally throw it away. Queen 10 for Corey in the big blind. 2 face cards. You already got 8K in the middle.
Yeah. It might be the that all-in moment.
Yeah, I'd
Best
say you
chance I'm going to win
probably got to get it in here.
because I already have 4,000 in there.
No,
8,000.
yeah.
8,000. That's a lot.
Yep.
10,000 on an orbit, so half my stack in an orbit. I got to do it. I can tell that I'm not feeling good about it. Just look at that.
You don't want to,
I know.
but you kind of know you have to. And you finally came to that conclusion.
I hate those moments. It's like you know you have to do it, but you don't feel good about it.
Your last 14K into the middle, and you are at risk.
I don't feel good about this call.
Queen 10, Marty with pocket eights. You do have 2 overs, so basically coin flip again.
So I've ran my picture cards into a lot of pocket
And a
pairs.
backdoor straight draw that's not going to come.
Just like that.
Yep.
Just like that.
You have your over cards have not hit. And you went from chip leader to out also.
Yes.
Corey taking down 8th place for $100.
That's still a win.
This table has been rough on chip leaders.
Yes, it has.
Corey now looking down at King 5 from under the gun, shoves for 23,000.
No, Chris. Corey just got knocked out.
Or Jody. Yeah, sorry. Jody shoved from under the gun with King 5 offsuit. I mean, I guess.
I mean, the way this table's been running, he's going to get knocked out by pocket sevens if he calls.
Well, sure. I wonder. I mean, the question is, do you make the call there? Do you shove there with King 5? You're under the gun with all those players behind. I mean, yeah, you know you're going to put 8K in the pot on the next hand.
Right. You don't know what your next hand's going to be.
Right.
And you get a king. It would have been better if it was an ace. I would have. But
You've got 1 face card and 1 rag.
yeah, it's that's a bad situation. to
It
be in.
is, absolutely. I mean, it's like I'm not sure I do that there, but that's a conservative play. I
Gary
mean,
should write a book because he is the expert
on short
at
stack play.
short stack play. Yeah.
Mark, everybody did fold. Jody's managed to get it through so far, but Mark on the big blind looks down at a suited Jack 10, so he's already got 8K in the pot, or only 19K more to call. He's looking how much he's got behind.
$15 is the bet. Who's going to the bathroom?
And he's thinking long and hard about it.
Thing is, if you win here,
There they go.
you get a nice chunk of chips.
Yeah, it's a 50,000 chip pot, and
It's got a lot of cards.
Mark looks down and sees he's better than he thought he was. It is straight up a coin flip. 2, 3,
Rainbow.
5. Caught a 5 and a king for Jody. Jody's got 2 pair, but he's got to
Got the
dodge a club.
club.
No, it's a 2 of spades. Jody gets the double up with 2 pair on king 5. The gamble paid off. Chris looking down at king 8, throws it away.
Looks like he's still pretty healthy in chips.
Big coin.
Got quite a few blues out front.
Jim now, ace queen. Yeah, ace queen of clubs, and all the chips go 48,000. 12 bigs. Uh-oh. Ace king suited for Bozo, and that's an insta call too.
Yeah, that's the only time I like playing ace king is when it's up
When it's
against
ace queen, yeah.
But still, I feel like it gets sucked out on that hand.
The trick is still knowing when that is the case.
Yeah.
Bozo is at risk, but in the lead. They both suited. And
Rainbow.
Yep.
Rainbow flop.
One club. Another club. No, that's a spade, sorry, but a queen. So
Rainbow.
that's bad for Bozo.
Yeah.
Needs a king. Not there.
Wow.
8 of clubs is going to eliminate Bozo. Bob in 7th place, $115. And our final table short stack starter, Jim, just keeps climbing up.
And it sucks to lose to a 3-outer.
When
you have someone dominated so hard and
oh yeah,
lose on
for
the
sure.
river.
I mean, well, that wasn't on the river, but
On the
a
turn.
turn. But yeah, the 3-outer. Yeah, that's the part that hurts, for sure.
You get excited going into that.
I mean, it happens to me all the time. I mean, it seems to happen to me far many more times than I pull it off on somebody else.
All right,
Let's
so
put it
Jody's
that way.
all in now with queen 4 off. And it looks
Chris-
like Chris called.
Yep, called him with jack 9 off.
He must
Catches a jack. Jody's got a backdoor straight draw. He caught a 4, so he's got outs. And a queen. He caught
pairs.
2 pair, and Chris gonna double up Jody again. So Jody got 2 pair with those couple of rag hands twice now.
Yeah.
Hangs on for another hand. We're 46 hands into this final table now. We're still 6-handed. Pocket queens does a min raise. Jody with pocket jacks shoves for 68,000.
I know that I have 13 out.
I think probably going to fold back around to Bob, who's going to insta call, and he does.
Absolutely.
Large.
He didn't even waste any time to show his hand.
Nope. And here we are, queens versus jacks. Jody's looking at a 2-outer. Or running spades. No spades. Oh,
It's a
got a
jack.
board straight. Oh, almost, but not quite. The queens are going to take it down. Jody finally got a premium and lost with it.
Yep.
Should have kept playing the rags, Jody.
He did a lot better with those cards for sure.
Now down to 5-handed, 53 hands in. Mark looks down at ace 10 and puts his remaining 25,000 chips into the pot.
The blinds will increase in 2 minutes.
Bob looked down at ace 4 of diamonds. We're going to make the call from the big blind. Because he's got like all the chips at the table.
And he can draw to the wheel. And the flush.
And got 2 diamonds. Nope.
10 takes it down.
10 high.
Is now 6,000.
Mark gets the double up.
Another premium.
And that's what Bob needs with a big stack. An ace king. I'd rather be lucky than good. Raises it up to 15,000. Our blinds are up now again. 366. So that was a pot size raise. Marty looks down at queen 4 offsuit. He's short stacked in the big blind. 9,000 to call.
That's a tough call. I mean, I might let it go. I would probably let it go here.
I probably would too.
And
I mean,
he's got a few blues behind.
he does make the call.
Interesting.
for 11K. I mean,
He has live cards. Any 4 wins it.
at fours, we've seen a lot of those. Joe would hit a set of 4s. Jody had his king, or Jody got a 4 and whatever else he needed.
Interesting.
Jody or Marty
Leads
shoves.
out.
Interesting with air, really.
Well, he had a plan pre-flop. What he was going to do. I think he was going to go all in on the flop no matter what. If there wasn't an ace, it was a good
Wow,
bet. That was a great bet.
Nice bet, Marty. Nice play there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a position, being him in the big blind, with that being a flop that really could have hit his range. Jack high, 8-6, garbage cards, you know.
And he had enough chips to blow Bob off the pot.
Right. It wasn't just, okay, it's only 10K
Bob's got
more.
ace king again.
What did I say about I'd rather be lucky than good? I played a tournament recently where I didn't get a pocket pair until the 8th level.
Oh, so Jim called with 6?
6 something.
Maybe 6.
He went all in with 6X from the big blind, and Bob called. Yep, pocket 6s. Now that we see them. Against ace king. Nothing so far. The 6s are going to hold, and Jim just keeps hanging on.
Man, I wish I had his luck at that table.
Bob now looks down at Dolly Parton, so finally not a premium hand. Because the premium hands haven't been doing him any good.
No.
Except for the queens versus jacks. That one certainly did him some good.
So Mark raised with his ace-4 off.
All right, Mark raised it up with an ace-4 offsuit to 12K. Marty goes all in for 12K. Jim looks down at a queen. And also re-raises all in. So I'm guessing that's an ace or another queen behind.
Yep.
Mark gets out of the way. It is another queen. Pocket queens versus jack 3.
The
Queens do take it down. Marty's going to be eliminated. And Jim's going to build up more chips. He went from the chip desert to probably the chip leader here, or darn close to it.
All right, we're down to 4 players.
4-handed now, 73 hands into the final table. This has been a long final table. A lot of them usually end around the 50 to 60 hand mark. But we've had them go over 100. So you never really know. Bob calls from the small blind with an offsuit 7-8, and Mark checks his big with 7-4. Catches a 4. Bob's got a backdoor straight draw. Bets out 8K. Mark makes the call with his middle pair. Jack of spades doesn't help anybody.
Well, it helps Bob for a straight. Now he's got a gutter. A 10 gives
10, yeah, okay, yep.
10 gives Bob a straight. Oh, and he bet
He
it?
bet it and took it down. Nice bet.
Well, when you got chips, it's easy.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't say it's easy. It's easier.
It's easier. Yeah. Jim looks down at pocket kings. Yeah, this coming from the guy that had the chip lead at one point and went out in 8th place. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jim is getting a lot of pocket pairs and premium hands. All right, so this could be... Yep, he's all in. So Chris is all in.
Chris went all in with king, jack, and
He's gonna see
Jim,
the
of
bad
course,
news.
calls with king and a king. And, yeah, bad news for Chris. He's drawing really, really slim here. 10-1
10
dog.
yeah.
And the
yeah.
case king comes off.
He's done. Well,
He's running.
yeah,
He needed
now
running
he's done.
jacks or
Now he's done.
or running hearts.
And just like that, Jim collects more chips.
Chris, our fourth place finisher, takes down $255. And look at that, Bob and Jim right up there, basically tied.
Yep.
Not even a big blind difference. And Mark way down at the bottom, 44K. A third of what the other two have.
Yeah. It's almost 4-1 dog in chips.
Yeah, 3.5. So here we are now, 5,000, 10,000, 10,000 blinds.
So he's going to lose half his stack on one orbit.
And there's only, and the orbits come quick, there's only three-handed.
Yep. So he's in that spot where he's just going to have to pick his spot.
And this is it with
A
Queen 4.
And he's dominated with
Queen 6. Well, we've seen this show before, and the guy that's dominated doesn't always lose.
No.
In fact, the guy that's dominated has managed to win.
Most of the hands tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a 2-1 dog. There's a fair amount of chopping going on in this particular scenario. 5 deuce 10. Another deuce.
Queen.
And a jack.
All right, that's interesting. So no one at the table caught that was a chop.
Yeah, deuce, deuce, 10, jack, queen. So it should have been a chop. The three players obviously didn't notice it. And in the couple of years now, we've been doing these videos basically ever since COVID ended, where we resumed. So, 3 or 4 seasons now. And this is the second time. It's really only the second time that I've caught a mistake on camera. It happens, unfortunately, with a self-dealt game. We don't have a dealer. But even if we had a dedicated dealer, mistakes happen too. We're all human. It's up to the players to try to catch those mistakes and police themselves. Yeah. And usually when you've got a table full of 8 or 10 guys, they find it.
Yeah, someone usually catches that.
Yeah, unfortunately in this case, nobody caught it, and Mark got eliminated in third place. For $375. I don't think he's going to be overly upset about that, but that should have been a chop. He should have been still in the tournament.
All right.
So it's just another point to, as players, no matter what, whether you're at a home game, whether you're at a self-dealt game, whether you're at a casino, stay vigilant because mistakes are going to happen. All right, hand number 88. We are heads up, and we are looking at 2 premium hands. Queens versus Ace-King.
Yeah, they're both going to get it all in on this hand.
88 hands in. That's a long final table we've had. Bob raises it up to 20K, a min raise.
I'm sure
King.
Jim's going to rip it.
Jim does rip it.
And an insta-call.
Yep. You knew that all the chips were getting in on this one. So is Bob's Ace-King actually going to win one this time? Oh, an ace right in the window.
Yeah, well, there's a queen coming, right?
Nope.
It held up that time.
And that's going to do it. Jim went from last to second, takes down $695. Bob Williamson is going to be our first place winner at $795. They must have made a money chop deal to get that close. Here is our final results. Yes, they did make a chop deal. They just played for an extra $100.
Yeah, they were pretty even in chips.
Yes.
They were heads up.
So that is the Thanksgiving challenge. For Corey McCumpsey, I'm Terry Prince. Have a good night.